you have to do breastfeeding. This is the most important thing for you as a mother. You need to do.
I felt that I have this responsibility as a father, that this is what I need to do to protect you, to protect our family, and I lost the ability to do it.
You left the country, you moved here, you lost the job that you were doing for such a long time, and this is maybe all my fault.
Why am I'm not like this? What is going on? Like what I'm doing wrong, right? You feel like you are, everything is like a disaster, everything is like a failure.
If she's not eating, if she's not sleeping on me, maybe I'm bad mother.
Take my baby, I'm going to have fun. Like, it's not how it's supposed to be, right?
My mother needs to leave, my mother cannot disappear, and I need to help her because my mother guaranteed that I will survive. Oran?
Yes, my love.
But this is serious question.
Oh. Serio?
Serio, why you decided to become father? Why you even wanted to have a baby?
Interesting question. Yeah, like when we've been together, I couldn't imagine that I have so much love to give. I knew that I have a lot of love to give to one person. And then I found out how much it is that I can give to you, and you give me back. And then I discovered, well, I have all this love. I can give more. I can have a baby, someone to have like a family, like something that in the past I was not even thinking about this. I was like first, like, let's have a girlfriend first, like a step by step, like not jump ahead in time. I was stopping myself even to think these thinkings, and then when we got together, have and even talk about those things in the beginning, what we want from ourselves, and like it's really open for me a window to think, well, this is something that I want. I want to have a kid. I want to have a family, someone to share this love, someone to teach them little things, and later in life bigger things, and give my values and my heritage and all my family things that come with it to this person, to this little person. So yes, this is, I guess, like why I said, yalla, let's do it.
Yeah, it is. Some people could say it is a very simple question or easy question, something like that.
Yes and no, right?
Yes, I heard this kind of answers. But in today's episode, we would like to talk about why this question is not that easy to answer, and also what actually this means to become a mother, become father, how the child actually change dynamic in our relationship, how our daughter, we want to show, share with you how the fact that we have a little daughter right now, how our relationship changed from
our lifestyle, our schedule,
everything changed. Like this is the thesis we want to prove or just share with you, that the child, baby, changes everything. What you built until now. And coming back to the question that I asked you before, I was thinking about it a lot in the past, because I became mother when relatively, someone could say, late, at least in Poland. I know in Israel is different, but in Poland
also in Israel sometimes
people are getting married, I don't know, in their 20s, and then immediately they have a baby. This is how it's supposed to be. But what it means it's supposed to be, sometimes people, what I can see and hear from people's experiences, that the child become something that, let's say, supposed to improve the relationship. Like it's not, like, it's actually very serious, because let's say the relationship is going
down.
let's say down or not
let's
well.
have a baby and it will fix all our problems.
So
it's a bit of like a lot of like responsibility for the entire relationship to put on very small shoulders, no?
exactly, like people don't understand that if someone say that there is something missing in our relationship, there is something to improve or whatever, it's huge pressure. It's huge pressure you put on this little human
Yes.
that he doesn't
That
even see the world yet.
Yes, and you need to solve all this, like how, like even it's supposed to bound us together, like that we have the same struggle, but it's basically sometimes it's even cost opposite, right? In some families, once you have the little baby, because of the dynamic change, and then a lot of stress coming up, a lot of fights, and so, there are a lot of like families also that don't survive the first year of baby.
Yes, we recently saw statistics, global statistics, that there are lots of people divorce even, or they have very huge crisis at least
Yes.
in the first year of since the baby is born, because as we said at the beginning, baby, child change everything.
Yes.
We can say like me and you, we both worked a lot on ourselves. Like we tried to look at our past even before we got into this relationship, and I realized sometimes it can be this kind of thinking. Okay, so I
I'm
changed
ready.
a lot. My partner also changed a lot. We are both ready. We prepared for every scenario right now. This is who we are. We will handle everything. Well,
And then yes, and then the baby came, and a lot of like things that were you hide in the skeleton because you said, I don't need to handle even this. It's not a issue anymore. I don't have these conflicts. I don't have these triggers. And then suddenly the skeletons do appear in the closet and do trigger you to things that from your childhood, things that you didn't address, you didn't prepare because you thought, I don't have this anymore.
exactly. First of all, as you said, new triggers, something that didn't pop up in our relationship before, in our marriage before.
Or it was small, or like
exactly.
That you can smooth it and like, okay, it's okay, everything is fine. Okay, so we have this fight, this small trigger, and we solve it, and then after 1 hour, so everything is fine, and like we can move on. And here you have this so much different dynamic. You sleep less, you eat less, better. You have less things that affects also your mood and your mind, and then those triggers are like 10 times bigger, right?
Yes. Also, the fact is that this little creature is someone that is fully from the beginning depend on you, on the mother and on the father, and like he cannot do anything by himself. So basically, it's something that we can't just say, oh, it will be as it will be, or nothing will change. No, it will change because there will be some third person entering your relationship that will also, as you said, some our traumas and experiences since that we experienced in childhood. Only now we will experience them again, because until now we didn't have it.
Yes,
right?
because now we are like, it's reminded us as kids, or reminded us like what happened to us as kids, or like how our mothers and fathers treat us and things like this. That is like, and then you experience it like through you, and then it's like something else, right? That you didn't have when you have just relationship, just you and me.
When I think also about this topic, it was also hard for you. Maybe you can share. We can share the story. I become pregnant, and right after you
lost a job. Yeah. Yes, it was like sort of like a weird trigger, like because it was like I just lost my job because I wanted to have more lifetime balance, that I try to avoid to be more remotely, more different pressure than there was in Israel, and so on, and all those things affected. And then suddenly like I have also this weight of, I'm going to be a father soon, and I'm losing my job, and then I immediately started to shake and understand that basically how can I now provide for a kid, or how can I do interviews and study while I need to actually change diapers, or like I don't know what, or like help you, or things like this. And it's like it was like a very weird thing that I didn't experience before, that I felt that I have this responsibility as a father, that this is what I need to do to protect you, to protect our family, and I lost the ability to do it, and I got very stressed from it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I felt that. I also, because this is actually what we talked already in the previous episode, that we both do have this people pleasing inside us, and we are both people pleasers. And when you felt bad, I felt that this is maybe my fault. Like I literally thought, oh, maybe this is my fault that you came to Poland, you left your country, you had a stable life, stable job, and suddenly you lost all of this. I mean, you left the country, you moved here, you lost the job that you were doing for such a long time, and this is maybe all my fault.
Yes, but it's not. It's just life, right? Things happen. You do changes, and those changes, if it's like moving to a different country, married, having a kid, and these have applications to it, because basically everyone else around you that was relying that you will be the same person as before, and now you are not, and you have different priorities suddenly. Like suddenly job is not the most important thing in the world, because I have other most important things in the world, like you, right? So suddenly it's like, and they're disappointed for it maybe, or it's like hey, what's going on, like why is not working 24/7 like before? So it's so changes cause changes, I guess.
Yes, it caused change, and what I experienced as a young mother, but since I got pregnant, was huge emotional support from your side, because it's not, people say, oh, this is my first child, this is our first child. I say it a bit differently. This is first time we are becoming parents, which change a bit this way of thinking. Like we are totally blind, like,
yes, like we ignorant, like we don't know.
We don't know what to expect, and definitely you cannot prepare for. Like you can prepare, like technically some stuff,
right?
But the emotions like that are inside us because of those the hormone changes that are inside the woman. Also, this pressure, there is huge pressure. Lots of women experience this, who has especially perfectionism and people pleasing, as I do have. We experience this, the need, this pressure to be a perfect mother. You know, like since actually I got pregnant, I was trying to think what to do in order to have to feel good during during pregnancy, and sometimes, because all of these thoughts are causing stress.
Yes,
because you are like
putting
thinking, putting yourself all the time. I need to do this, I need to do that. You are listening to those people in social media that are giving you tips, and you compare yourself to them. It's a lot of pressure, and we forget that the baby that is already inside you from very first days,
he's
getting all. This is the thing, he's getting all good
and not bad, yeah.
and bad. Like people only, I wouldn't say only, but mostly people focus on the, let's say, pregnancy diet. Like what mother that is pregnant, woman that is pregnant, supposed to eat. Let's say like healthy whatsoever, or physical exercise. But they forget about, I think, crucial thing, the mental health. Because yes, the baby will get all the nutrition from your food and stuff, but also the negative, if let's say cortisol, adrenaline, if you are under constant stress.
Mhm.
And sometimes we are automatically putting ourselves in this constant stress because we hear all those good advices that people are giving us, and we want to
Or
be there.
yes, or you see on social media someone else that having the blast of her life, like so much good with
Mm-hmm.
a pregnancy or with a small baby, like this
Mm-hmm.
baby never cried, this baby never sleep all the time, everything is super fine, and you compare it all the time to yourself, and then
Mm-hmm.
you see like, why I'm not like this? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? Like what I'm doing wrong, right? You
Mm-hmm.
feel like you are
Mm-hmm.
everything is like a disaster, everything is like a
Mm-hmm.
failure, like I don't know, she's not sleeping. Like
Mm-hmm.
why? What we did? Maybe we didn't put too much exercise. Maybe she got overtired and we waited too much. Like maybe she wanted hands, didn't want it. Like a lot of like thinking like all the time that we did something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and this pressure is going
To have.
exactly, and all these bad emotions, and this pressure and those emotions are with the woman and also with the men until giving birth. Also, I remember this was actually a very important meeting that we had with the lady, the nurse from the hospital that we
Mm-hmm.
chose to give birth. We decided to work with the nurse that will take care of me during giving birth, and she told me the most important thing I remember from this meeting, Natalia, because you prepare like the plan, like if you want to do in the natural way or if you
Mm-hmm.
are aware that can be C-section, what are your concerns, how this time in the hospital you imagine, all those stuff, that how you imagine you're giving birth. And I almost didn't write down anything on this paper because I thought, okay, I definitely want to try giving birth in a
Naturally.
natural way, do breastfeeding, not formula, this stuff. But I'm also open to everything because the most important is what this nurse told me is to Natalia, you're going to bring to the world the child, and this is the most important thing that we want to get him in the good condition or her healthy, and that's the most important. And I also thought about it, okay, if there will be the need for c-section, there will be the need,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they will need to give her this formula in the hospital because of some
Yes.
reasons. Okay, this is also okay.
Exactly,
Like,
because before that you had this perfectionism, you had like
mm-hmm.
this goal in mind. I want to do things this specific
Yes.
way, and if something is like even suggested or talked about that there is a different way, or something
Mm-hmm.
will happen, maybe something will happen, and
Mm-hmm.
you are like, no way, no, only this way, and then but very good that this is what she like put in your mind, that basically to change this perspective, because then if everything goes, you have all your plan, and everything, if something goes wrong, everything goes wrong. This is terrible. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
okay, accepting these things happen. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of women, I guess, wanted to have natural, and then suddenly there is a problem, and they need to do
Mm-hmm.
surgery, or need to have a epidural, or need to have things, and some don't immediately go for these options,
Mm-hmm.
instead of, and it could happen to everyone in every birth. Not
Mm-hmm.
nothing can be compared, right?
Yes, regarding giving birth, what I feel the most important, what I got from you, except like those technical stuff that you were physically with me and helping me while I was giving birth, it was hard. It was hard, and I think the screaming, it
Yeah.
was all the Warsaw could hear me. I never experienced something like this, but what I remember was you holding my hand
Mm-hmm.
and you were all the time with me since we left home in the morning. By the way, it also helped us a lot, helped me especially, that I most of the time I spent at home, like
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
was
they
in
told
touch all the
you.
time on the phone with this nurse, that
Yeah, all night she was.
all night
Yeah.
on the phone every 2 hours I was calling her, so it helped me a lot to be calm, and we in the morning we went to hospital, and it was very important to me that you were all the time supporting, you were not leaving me, even though they were taking care of me very well.
Mhm.
Like I really recommend this hospital in Żelazna that I was giving birth. But your support during giving birth, when I was feeling really I will die from this pain, and then since Gabrisha went out,
Uh-huh.
that you saw everything, it was very supportive. I can't like this. I felt that you are all the time with me.
Yes, remember this thing that I was hungry and then she was like, and you were like, yeah, okay, probably it will take a long time. You can go to some restaurant, eat, and then nurse was like, yeah, 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 you have 5 minutes. Go run, grab some sandwich and come back. You don't have. And I was like, oh bože, what to do? Okay.
So to me, it was obviously very very hard, but amazing moment, and I'm thankful to myself also that I was able to do it, to all the people in hospital that helped me, but also to you that you were all the time with me.
For me, it was obvious. It was like I want to be there. I want to be there for you. I want to, even if like I didn't feel that I was helping, like physically, like what I was doing, holding the hand or just being there. But I thought, okay, maybe this is the only thing that I can do, and maybe it will be enough.
Mhm.
Even later, right, when Gabrisha was born, and you were breastfeeding her, and there was problems beginning because it was first time for you, first time for her.
Mhm.
You both needed to learn how to do it, and I cannot give milk, right? So from only from bottle. So I was just trying to be there, supporting, helping. Give me all the screams and yelling at me and the frustrations, and then you with her, like what else I think I can do, right?
Yes, regarding breastfeeding, in general, I think it's a very important topic, and they don't teach you this a lot. It's hard to teach
Yes, it's
before,
important. It's each one different,
or
right?
read books, whatever. And since what I said before, I really wanted to do breastfeeding, and I want to share because I think it's very important to women, especially in Poland. I see this trend. I know in Israel again it's different. There is not so much pressure. In Poland, there is huge pressure from society, from I don't know mothers-in-law, families. You have to do breastfeeding. This is the most important thing for you as a mother. You need to do. And I know this because lots of girls that are talking with me, they shared with me they have this pressure. I personally didn't have it from my mother or my family or my relatives that was talking to, but I know that there are people, there is huge pressure. But what is important, people, the main reason obviously is because this is so healthy for the child to get this milk in this way. Also, there is this good hormones that are shared between mother and the child. It's a special connection. Of course, this is I agree with all of this, and I'm also thankful that I'm doing this, and I want to do as long as possible with Gabrisha. But I think people forget that together with good stuff that the child is getting, there are also, as we said before, bad, like negative hormones. Like if the mother is very stressed.
Stressed or angry or
Yes, and there is already known knowledge that all this cortisol, for example, is going to also to milk, and the child, and also the child is experiencing if mother is very stressed, and so sometimes if the woman is very stressed, and my very good friend shared with me, and I'm very proud of her that she really tried after giving birth, giving breast, and really she really wanted, it was her dream to do breastfeeding, but after some time of trying, she realized that it's too hard because of different reasons. She didn't have enough milk. Then they gave her this formula in the hospital. Then she was getting external help, but still it was not enough for the baby for feeding, and she said, okay, it just caused me more and more stress, more and more frustration, and I don't want my child, my daughter, to see me like this, to feel all those emotions. And I'm very proud of her, and I think people like her should talk more about this, in general, about this topic, because exactly, like, all, not just positive and good stuff are going to the milk. What I also can share about breastfeeding, when it was already after, like, basically, since Gabricia was born, I had a lot of milk. Like, really, I had so much milk. We still have in the freezer, full freezer of frozen milk, because I was breastfeeding for one breast, and from the second one it was just,
Going away.
going, like, I could, I don't know, get another child to give him milk. And I thought at the beginning, first of all, very, like, I thought, like, oh wow, it's very nice that I have so much milk, and people were like saying, wow, it's amazing you have so much milk. But I still got this, like, feeling, okay, but it will be like less. I mean, as much as Gabricia needs. But for so much time, for a few months, every day was the same. I was having so much milk, so much milk, so much milk. So I was like thinking, wait, but maybe there is something, you know,
Something
about
wrong
this,
with-
that, not something wrong, but something that why I
What?
have so
Okay.
much. I have only one little child. I don't need so much. And I started again, like, digging what we said in the previous episode, in what is happening inside my brain, even unconsciously, like what I think automatically. Oh no, what I thought. Wait, my thoughts was, every day I need to make sure that my kid will have enough milk. I need to produce a lot. I need to produce a lot. I need to produce. So this is information that my brain got. Okay, you need to produce full, like a lot.
Yes, you're afraid, and because it's like also all the time they are testing her, checking the weight to make sure everything is fine. Nurses come to our house, or we go to there, right? It was all the time this. I'm guessing it's everywhere like this, that everyone is like checking that everything is fine, and then you need to, okay, let's say I need to produce.
I was really able by myself to regulate this milk production, because finally I understood, and I said to myself, I don't need so much. My child is healthy, my child has enough. But this was unconsciously, automatically, I was thinking, I need to produce. She will not have enough. She will not have enough. And this was all from this perfectionism, from this way of thinking that everything needs to be perfect. I was even losing weight too much because of this, because I was producing, my body was going into this production, producing, that I don't need that much. And then I was eating, I was feeling I was eating so much, so like a lot of calories, and I still was losing weight. So wait, something is going on, something is not right. So this is very important to talk about this, not just the breastfeeding is good or bad, but what are the consequences, right? Like, for the child and for the woman. Also, what I remember, even when I was at the beginning, this breastfeeding was very painful. I was screaming, I was crying from pain. It was very painful. And I remember sometimes I was like shaking. This is maybe why Gabricia couldn't at the beginning fall asleep on my hands, because I was like so stressed all the time. Like, Jesus, again, I need to feed her. It costs so much stress. Like, again, she will bite this. And it will be very painful. I was terrified that again I need to do it. And in the middle of the night, I was sitting, trying to different positions. I was really clueless how to do it, even though I got instructions, but still, it was like so hard. And you were just sitting next to me, and I felt like, wow, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And this feeling, it was so important, because lots of women share that like being a mother, it's something, it's experience that you are most of the time alone, because you are doing this breastfeeding alone, you are with the child alone, and other things. But I don't agree with this. Of course, you cannot do this breastfeeding. But the fact that you were sitting here next to me, holding my hand, sometimes I was crying on your shoulder that I can't anymore, and I felt like,
or like sometimes I was like, she was like so emotional, so okay, so I took care, make her calm by doing this. You're more calm again. Okay, let's retry. Let's, if this doesn't work, let's do it again and again. Eventually, it will work, right?
yes, yes, and I see this right now, that all those emotions that that were inside me, all this, again, this perfectionism to that I wanted to prove I am good mother, and what if she's not eating, if she's not sleeping on me, maybe I'm bad mother, maybe I'm this,
But
there is
it's
something
totally
wrong with
not,
me.
right? It's not.
Exactly.
It's life. It's
Mhm.
nothing saying about you, because if you are, to me, if you are trying, you're a good mother, because you're trying, you're doing something. You're not just, okay, the kid is there and I'm not doing, he's crying, so I don't care, or like, it's like you're, everything that you're doing is you're doing for her. So you are a good mother to me.
Like I
Much more, even more than I expected. In my dreams, what is a good mother?
what I believe that, and this is what I also feel regarding my mother, because in the past, when I was sharing in the previous episodes that I was working on myself and I was trying to discover my past, so first feeling was frustration. What the hell? Like, I had horrible, sometimes I had a really horrible childhood experience. Why it was like that? It was this frustration, it was this anger, but until I understood, no, my mother, my father, they gave 100% of all the resources they have at that moment.
Yes,
And
exactly.
this is what I'm thankful for. And of course, as I mentioned before, I do I did ask my mother about the past, but not tell her um, to
To
be
blame,
angry or
or
to blame her that now you destroyed my life or something like this, but to understand why I am right now automatically reacting like that. Because as we said at the beginning, all the stress, all the emotions are going to baby. This works like that. If the mother who is pregnant, the woman who is pregnant, or after giving birth, is in under constant stress, or depressed, or having all those like very hard emotions, what the baby is thinking, now I need to take those emotions from my mother on myself, because my mother is the one cannot feel bad. My mother needs to live. My mother cannot disappear, and I need to help her, because my mother guaranteed that I will survive.
Yes, there is sometimes those babies that don't cry, and like, oh, this baby never cry, and why he doesn't cry? Why doesn't express himself? Because he's like taking all these emotions maybe from the mother, like supposedly. Like, I don't really know. We cannot.
This
ask
is
them.
what our
But,
psychotherapist,
yeah.
the one that we were going with Gabrisha when she was when she had some tensions inside the body, we went for some therapy with her. That was doing with her. We were doing with her together. And the first, I remember, conversation with this psychotherapist. What she told us. That
it's good that our baby is crying.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of that she's expressing herself, so she's talking. Because there are a lot of other babies that are not. That this is what she's mostly dealing with.
This is what she told us, that lots of her patients, like people that she work with the also little babies, the babies doesn't cry, like there is silence, even if they don't feel comfortable, and then they grow up, and this is how they behave. They don't share, they accumulate all the emotions, and then the body gets sick, because for all those years they learned this is
how I should react, right?
Yes.
Like, it's even happened to us sometimes, right? Like, I remember there was days that you were like very upset or tired or angry, and like mostly they're upset and tired, and then I immediately when I saw it, my emotions like I took it on me. Like, my energy suddenly changed to be exactly like this, so like you, of like tired and upset, or what's going on, what I
Mm-hmm.
can do, how can I help, like, if something is wrong. And basically I just mentally took your emotions on me, instead of which is not really possible, right? I cannot like just grab it and make you feel better by this.
Mm-hmm. I think what we actually did, but and I think why also our relationship got like deep from the beginning, that I think one of the questions on the first, or maybe not first date, but first dates, since you are dating someone, should be, tell me about your childhood, because there are those mechanisms, those patterns that you automatically repeat when
Yes,
you
for
are
me
an adult.
in general it was feel better to share things,
Mm-hmm.
to not put it in me. Sometimes I'm oversharing, or with multiple people, or things like this, but I'm it's feel better to talk about it, and instead to keep it, because when you keep it, I felt bad, and when I was talking about it, more, sometimes more releasing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really need maybe the feedback from the other side, or sometimes I do, because I have this problem of confirmation, but uh, but it's like it's feel good to share things, to
Mm-hmm.
remove it from you.
Yes, it's very good to share and to ask. But what I think, in order to ask, let's say, your parents about your childhood, about your past, and you need to be ready for the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I can share that at the beginning I wasn't ready, and this also caused all this frustration, all those negative emotions that were inside me, because I remember a lot by myself from my childhood, but obviously when I was little baby I didn't, and mm, and right now when I'm talking with my mother, I felt like very good that she shared with me, and this is how I can understand myself better, and to not do not repeat this pattern, the transgenerational trauma that is moving from one generation to another generation. It's like very like deep in your past, that normally you don't even think about. You're just automatically doing something. But with this knowledge and acceptance of the past, and acceptance that this is not coincidence, that you were born in certain family, that this is your mother, that this is your father, but everything starts from mother. So if you have if you work on yourself, if sometimes you don't understand why you behave in a certain way, why you react in a certain way, go there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to react as little Oran, little Natalka, because the survival strategy helped you survive at that time, of course, but now there is no need for this
now we
anymore.
can act differently.
Now you can act differently,
and
but
not pass it also to the next generation if you want.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I remember we were going to do osteopathy with Gabrisha because of those tensions in the body that she had, and what I heard, one of the most important things that I heard from you and also from our amazing doctor, that Natalka, start from yourself.
Yeah.
You signed up Gabrisha for
Yes, but what about
therapy,
you?
but what about you?
Yeah, like you send in me, but what about you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because when you feel good, you will see that all surrounding you feel better as well, because you will not, when you are in a negative emotions, you only look everywhere you see negative.
Yes, and spreading those
Exactly, and you're spreading this negative also, not
negative
just
emotions
seeing it.
to, and I remember since I started like working on my regulations, on my stress, on the stuff that make me feeling bad. Suddenly, Gabrisha had even much less or even no tensions anymore inside the body.
She's much more happier, right?
Exactly.
Yes, you still have eye rolling from time to time, but this is, I cannot take from you. This is Polish all the way.
Exactly. There are important things that also need to stay. This is also my, strategy in some situations to use. But yes, So start from yourself.
Yes.
Don't blame mama, tata, husband.
Or even don't blame yourself. Just act.
Yes, because this is the easiest to do. Just
Yes.
sit and complain,
Mm-hmm.
and or to put yourself in the victim mode. Okay, my life is horrible. My life is
Yes,
bad.
unchangeable. Yes. And
No, you can.
you can, exactly.
You can change without comparing, because I know I also was doing this at the beginning, that I was comparing myself to what I was hearing from other women. Oh, my child is not
Instagram,
crying at
right?
all. My child is so so nice. I'm not doing anything. Everything I'm managing. I'm cleaning the house. I'm cooking, and I was like, Jesus, I am barely surviving the day. So what I'm doing wrong? No, you are doing nothing wrong. First of all, people share on social media whatever they want to share.
Mm-hmm.
On the other
And
hand,
also they're also sharing because they wanted to. They don't want to share the bad things, right? So they also, like, when they talk to you, they share. Yes, my life is perfect. Well, you know it's not.
also what my very close friend told me recently, because I told her, like, listen, like, this is so weird. I cannot see on social media like real life. I mean, I can see the mothers showing the day of the day with the baby look like, what they are struggling with, but not from the emotional level. Like, in general, what I see, they manage everything, even cooking, cleaning, and all of this. But why they don't show the truth, like that sometimes they are fighting with the husband, they have crises like we have, like there are a lot of problems going on. And what she told me, Natalia, because this is how they this is the pattern that they believe in, and that they continue. This is how they mothers were doing, that they are at home, yes, organizing family life, organizing the house, doing housework, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the baby, waiting for the husband with the hot zupa on the table, smiling because you need to smile, inviting guests. If you don't think about it, you are just really copying this pattern, copying these traumas, copying this automatically, and this is how your life look like.
Yeah.
Then, and it doesn't need to look like this. You can do differently. Like we at the beginning, it was very important for me to do not invite all the people, do not have people, parents at home, whoever. I wanted us to be alone, to calm down, to be like in the really just three of us, and then people came to visit. It was very important to me, because I knew that my parents and your parents, they want the best, they want to help us and everything, but I really needed this time just for ourselves, and I'm very thankful for that. Or later, like we were asking for help, like we have a nanny for our child that was helping us, because another thing, like people are telling me that oh, but why you don't ask your mother or your father? First of all, well, they're far away, but this is not even excuse, this is not even their topic.
This is not their job, right?
It's not their job. Even, let's say, if they wouldn't work, okay, but this is not their job to take care of my kids. This is, first of all, very hard job that we are paying a lot of money to our amazing nanny, that she's taking care of Gabrisha, and that's it. And this is really not their job. If they want to do it, they are visiting, they're helping us, going with us for vacation, amazing, and I'm very happy and thankful for that, but this is not their job. They don't have to do it.
Yes, it's not like you're coming to them and okay, take my baby, I'm going to have fun. Like, it's not how it's supposed to be, right?
So recently I heard someone ask me, Natalia, how is to be a mother? Like, how is your experience? Because this person also have a child, and I said, no, it's hard. It's amazing, beautiful feeling. I love it. I cannot even remember my life before, and I'm fully mother. I'm appreciating every day, but it's very hard also. And I'm crying, I'm shouting, I'm frustrating many times. And he said, what a challenge. What's hard about it? What's hard about it?
But every day is a challenge. Every day that you think that you got, okay, this is this is what I need to do, A, B, C, D. This is my schedule of the day, and then the day after is like everything to the garbage because it's need to be different. Like it's not working anymore, or I don't know the way that I was trying to make her sleep in a certain way, and then suddenly this is not. She doesn't sleep by this anymore. Now I need to do something else. Now maybe it's too much. She got used to hands. I need to do it like without the hands, with smochek, without smochek. With quiet, not quiet, like the way of playing with her, the way of being with her. Everything is every day is a change. Every day is different, and every day that you thought that you learn this is what I need to do, the reality slap in your face, and no, it needs to be different, and it's time consuming. It's emotional consuming. It's not sleeping at night sometimes. It is challenging, but there is so much good around it, right? There's so much you feel so. I see her like when I see her smiling, when I see her excited, you're like I walk in with her and she's like like excited, and like wow, what a child! Like wow, this is so fun. Like or in the past when she was like sleeping on me like we call it how we call it this. How to say Sufgania? Ponchki face, and because it smashed Ponchki on my face and on my shoulders. And like, wow, this is so cute. So it's like there are so much rewarding moments also, and I'm sure it will be more challenging in the future and more rewarding in the future.
It was decision. I think the best decision that we could make.
Second one, first one is to marry each other.
Yes, to marry each other, and then to have our someone that it's not compensate anything, but exactly what you say. It's we have someone to give our love, to share our love that we have to each other. Because what we see that our daughter really love when we love each other, which means she really is very happy. She's laughing like loud when we kiss, when we hug,
when we dance.
Yes, she feel all these positive vibes from us, and that's why maybe she's so much happy also, and smiling and laughing every day. So I'm very curious about your experiences. As I mentioned in previous episodes, some of you that reach out to me, I'm amazed about your stories and how your life look like. Also as a parent, but also as someone that decided not to have a babies, have a children, which I understand a lot. Also. And yeah, so feel free to reach out to us, and as we mentioned before, it's important to share and very beneficial to share. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.